The Edmonton Oilers start their 3-game road trip tonight against Canadian teams as they are in Toronto, then Ottawa, then in Winnipeg to finish off that, and then come home after those 3 games. As we talk about tonight's game, a crucial matchup against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Always is, always a good game against the Maple Leafs when it comes to the Oilers. But there's something fans would love to see in this game. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, if you're new to the channel like anything Oilers, NHL, MLB related, we try to have everything covered here on the channel for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as we are 221 away from our elusive goal of 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for all the support. It's been a wild one and we keep on growing. So, like I said, there's things fans would like to see tonight. The Oilers are in a good position, especially after that horrific start at the beginning of the season. The Oilers find themselves in a pretty neat spot in the standings too in the Pacific Division, where they are 5 points ahead of the LA Kings, who have 2 games in hand on LA. So LA's played 2 more games. They're 8 points behind Vancouver, which Vancouver's played 3 more games. The Oilers are sitting pretty tight, and let's just say Vegas might actually not make the playoffs this year, and that would be great for Edmonton and probably every other team in the NHL after what happened at this trade deadline. But let's get into what the fans would like to see in tonight's matchup versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. And everyone knows it's that 50th goal for Zach Hyman against his former team. How bittersweet would that be in Toronto for their fans to see a player that they let go because they thought Kerfoot and Bunting were going to be the answers over Zach Hyman, and Zach Hyman scores 50 against you, and Bunting and Kerfoot's not even with the team anymore. That would be the biggest, I guess, slap in the face for Toronto fans, as Zach Hyman could do that, as Knobloch is loading the lines up tonight, and he will be with Draisaitl and McDavid, and he's only 9 goals behind Austin Matthews, so there's that to watch. McDavid is only 14 assists from 1,000. That's another thing to watch in the upcoming, 5, 6, 7 games. McDavid, he can easily get 14 assists in 7 games easily if he wanted to. And the Edmonton Oilers go into tonight after a really horrible start against the Buffalo Sabres. That third period, though, man, if you turn the game off after the first or second, you missed out on a really good game, as Connor Brown scored. The defensemen were getting into it. But we do have news about the defenseman side of things. Vinny Desharnais is in the lineup tonight, and Troy Stecher will be out. Stuart Skinner gets the start, so that means Calvin Pickard will get Ottawa tomorrow, and they'll go from there. But the lineups are McDavid with Draisaitl and Hyman, Nuge centering McLeod and Fogle, Kane, Perry, and Henrique, and then I believe it was Yamark, Carrick, and Connor Brown. And of course, D pairings stay the same except for Vinny Desharnais in for Troy Stecher. But tonight's game is a game that you win tonight, you move, I don't know if Vancouver plays tonight, but you move 6 points behind Vancouver with 2 games in hand. You move ahead of LA, as I'll check what they are doing here. Vancouver does play the Flames tonight at 8 o'clock. Today's the 23rd, yeah. So they do play the Flames. This is kind of a game where you might want to, as bad as it sounds, cheer for the Flames to just try and get that first playoff spot. And LA is hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. So pretty big matchups there. If the Oilers can win, those 2 teams lose, we can see a lot. But the thing is, you don't really want LA to lose in a sense, because you don't want to play Vegas in case they start going on a roll. You want to play LA, go for the three-peat, and kick them out of the playoffs this year like the other 2 years. But this is just a pregame, so Zach Hyman, of course, being Zach Hyman, scoring 50 would be phenomenal, I think. I don't know if Toronto fans would celebrate, clap, kind of give an ovation. Like, I know a lot of people in my comments that are Toronto fans are, like, they gave up the wrong guy. Like, they love Zach Hyman, they wanted Zach Hyman to stay, but ultimately he chose to go to the Edmonton Oilers. And Zach Hyman's career with the Oilers has been nothing but spectacular for him. Of course, chasing 50 goals this season. he has 67 points plus 32. So let's see if Zach Hyman can get those 2 goals tonight. And if he does, I'll make a bet with everyone who's watching this far in. If Zach Hyman gets 2 goals, I'll trim the mustache a bit. We'll go with that. So that's my bet. If Zach Hyman reaches 50, shave the mustache and the beard a bit and get that all straightened out. If not, I guess the beard's staying for a bit. Sorry to the wife for that, but it's staying around a bit. But that's everything you need to know about tonight's game. Zach Hyman chasing 50 goals tonight. It'd be bittersweet if he could get that done. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Gillis TV. Have a good one.